I had this experience just a couple of days ago. I was in South Carolina, and I went to the house that my parents brought me home to when I was born. It's a little two-room house in a mill village. And I was there with my parents. And my parents were describing to me my grandparents, my grandmother, who I love dearly, walking from her house, which was right up the street, to the mill every day to go to work with her apron on, walking back. They didn't have a car, of course. And my grandfather, who was partially paralyzed, dragging one of his legs and making his way to the mill every day and coming home. And my father went to work in mills for 37 years so that I, my brother, and my sister could have a better life. This is what America's supposed to be about. We're supposed to be about being a place where if you work hard and you're responsible, you leave your children a better life than you have. That's what's supposed to happen. That's the American dream. That's the promise of America. That's the America that I grew up in. My father would have never dreamed when he brought me home to that little house. He had to borrow $50 to get me out of the hospital, my mother and me out of the hospital. He would have never dreamed that one day his son would be actually run for President of the United States. It would have been actually at that moment beyond his imagination that I would even go to college, because no one in my family had ever been to college. But that's what America's supposed to be about. I mean, you think about this, everyone who can hear my voice, think about the way your parents worked and sacrificed so that you could have a better life, so that you could raise your children and your grandchildren in a better America. It's not just my parents and my grandparents, it's yours, and it's 20 generations who came before that. My grandmother came from a family of sharecroppers. And all of a sudden, 2 generations later, her grandson is running for President of the United States. This is what America is supposed to be about. It is. And our country and our democracy is not supposed to be controlled by a few people, a few corporations with big money behind them. That's not democracy. That's not the America we believe in. And we can do better than that. America can do better than that. But we can't stand quietly by and watch this continue. You know, the easiest thing in the world, and by the way,